What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another tutorial. In this video, I'm going to be replying to a comment asking to do a video on chord progressions. So chord progressions can be tackled a variety of ways. You'll see that these days there's a lot of synths and plugins that can help you compose. There's so many tools out there, and even though they're available, I still like the good old-fashioned way. I like composing by ear, by feeling, by emotion, telling a story. And when I say there's multiple ways to tackle it, the thing is there's no right way to approach chord progression. Even though there's technical aspects and musical theory, when it comes to composing something, many times I find myself creating chords after I've made a top layer melody, or creating chords after I've made like a bass line patch or something. So to give you guys a reference, if you guys have listened to some of my music, like Ali Nadem Electro Science 2, like the chord progression that's going on in the break, that was made right after the drop. So most of the time when I work on music, I work on the drop first and then I work around it. Similar to Mike Williams, a lot of other artists do that. They work on the drop portion and then they build around it. So you can make chords basically a variety of ways. So I'm going to show you some creative, dynamic ways to make a chord progression. So I have two patches here in Massive. One is a lead. The other is a sub bass, just for some low-end harmonic. And so first things first, this is going to be totally random. I'm just going to start putting in some notes. We'll go with a vibe. We'll go with some motion. And the thing I've learned a lot from Shamshir and a lot of other artists, I can't even talk today. And the thing I've learned from Shamshir and other artists is that the length of your notes is important. And also, when you're playing your notes, you want to give it some motion, as above, so below. Something that goes down can go back up. You want it such that, and I'm not saying you should always go up and down, up and down, up and down, but when you're approaching the ending of your bar, whether it be a 4-bar, 8-bar, you want it to sound like it's returning back home, it's traveling and returning back home. And so it'll be better explained when we start making the melody. Okay, so that's pretty bad. Like it is what it is. It's so simple, right? But even from an idea like this, that was just right off the bat, let's see what we can do with bass. Let's see if we can add some bass, and we want to change the bass note every 4 bars here. I'm gonna see. We're starting with E, so can we do something in between? Who knows? Let's see. That's too low. We might have to do the same root note. So we made a simple little bass to follow it. It's playing the same note, the first 2, changing here. It sounds a bit off, but we'll make some corrections. And let's see what we can add to this. So when you play by ear, anytime I do it by ear, I always listen to the first note. And when I'm playing E, I always think to myself, what is the harmonic minor of E? Like da da da. That would be like the standard minor. And then the major, it sounds happy. It feels happy. So that little change there to the G sharp makes it like a bit happier. And you'll know when that chord that you stack, the notes that you stack, either give a happy feeling or if they have more of a serious feeling. And that's why so much EDM is composed in minor. I love minor. I have so many tracks in D sharp minor, F sharp minor, D minor, C minor, you name it. It's all minor. I rarely make any music in major, and it's a struggle. I really want to. I think Avicii is one of the very few that would make a lot of stuff in major. And it's happy music. It's cool, but you just got to make something that you enjoy, that you love. It doesn't mean you have to make major, you have to make minor. Let's see what notes we can stack on top of this. Another cool trick is you'll hear that a lot in trance. Armin van Buuren does that a lot. Taking like a note and going down, dun, 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 going down a note. It's a lot of stuff. It's really hard to explain other than just hearing it. Now, the sub bass going on here sounds a bit weird. I don't know what's going on. Like, we might have to fix this with the sub. Also sounds like the lead is off. So let's mute the sub and just listen to the lead. Another way you can fix, I'm gonna select this, Control X to cut it, is just listening to the top layer. If we just listen to the top layer, we can fill in the rest. So this goes back to what I said about the ending going back to the beginning. The listener is expecting it. And when you create a bit of that expectation, a bit of relevance, a bit of the ability to know what's coming forth, it makes it such that the listener, you always want to position yourself. Think of story. Think, how are these people going to hum and sing to the song? What are they going to feel? Kashmir said himself, when he was making a lot of the tracks, he thought of himself as like this guy, and he's like warlord, you know, smacking the drums. How are people going to do the chant to this track? Because it's all about the feeling. And when you go from one note to the next, instead of thinking chords, how can I do chord, chord, chord? How can I stack all these notes together? What's the perfect solution? Oh my God, I need 500 plugins. Like, the plugins, I tried them, and you can get some ideas, but again, there is no perfect tool. The best tool is your brain. The best tool is your ears. So I like the way that this is going. Dun, 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 dun. It also opens the ability to do a cool 8-bar. So we'll try that out perhaps near the end. But let's see if I can fill in the notes underneath. Let's do sustained notes that are kind of weird. So we made some changes, minor changes. Let's keep listening. I'm gonna hit Control and the down arrow to move all these down. All right, so I am going low and then high here, and one would say, well, what about your sub bass? Isn't it going to go too low? Isn't it going to fall underneath? Because as a rule of thumb, I don't go below, you know, C, D, D sharp. This is bad territory. This is where your sub is going to be wobbly. But, you know, this is a lead note. It doesn't speak for the bass, and I want to test things out. I want to see what I can do here. How can I make this interesting? So I'm going to control paste that top area, and let's see, can we make this kind of an interesting 8-bar? Okay, so cool. We're starting on G. It sounds like when you play something like this, the actual drop note is going to be different from G, because sometimes that happens. You'll have a break chord that you're working on that actually the first note isn't the note of the drop in it. You have to think, when I'm humming this, when it's playing out, what bass note sounds like it's going to smack right on after the drop. And if we listen to this, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So it sounds like the actual drop of the track would be something like B, whatever you want to call it. You know, sometimes people are like, oh no, it's C flat, it's this, that, whatever. Just go by the feeling, the sound. Don't let some weasel tell you like this is wrong, that's right. There's no rules, man. You know, do whatever. So let's see. I'm happy with this, the 8 bars, and let's see, can we add a little bit more spice? Can we add a bit more notes? Okay, just to keep things simple and not delve too much into technicality and prolong it, I just sustained this note. Sometimes you can do that if you want to, if you sustain the last couple bars rather than doing a different note here. The effect that it has is when you have that sustained bar that I've noticed personally, I don't know if other producers have done this, is that it creates the tension to let the listener know, oh shit, after 8 bars, you know, something's happening. A riser is happening, you know, a buildup is happening, you know, something is about to happen, because it's like, whoa, it's sustaining the notes longer than usual, longer than the regular bar. Now, we can also, to give you guys the cherry on top, let's fill in the gaps for the sub bass. Now we have our ghosted notes on, so if you guys want to see ghosted notes, I believe it's in the helpers, hit on ghost channels so you can see these gray notes, the notes from the lead. So that is too low. So we're gonna stick here as the highest. We're not gonna go below this area. Now that is where we're starting, so we'll go up. We're gonna put the notes. With the notes selected, I'm gonna move them up because the octave below is too low. So that's cool. We have a nice lead. We have some nice little thickness in the middle of it. We have the sub bass for that low subharmonic content. And for the cherry on top, I brought in the good old Nexus. I want to add a little bit of string flavor just so I can show you guys, you know, if you want to add a bit more harmonics to it, what we can do. Deadmau5 talked about this too, is that when you're having problems with complex chords like this isn't, I wouldn't say complex, but the reason why I say complex is because if you don't know what is going on, what should be the root note of the drop, if you play one note consistently and it sounds like it meshes well, like this, as you can see, remember we said that B is the root note of our drop. This B is also working out. It plays consistently throughout this and sounds good. So I'm just going to leave that. I'm not going to make it complex. It sounds good high. We'll try B6. And there you have it, guys. You have some weird kind of euphoric, majestic, kind of triumphant chord progression. Very simple, with a nice little top layer lead on top of that. And there's so much that can be done with this. I'm going to share with you guys the MIDIs that I've created, so go ahead and download that. I'm still working on improving my sounds before I share with you guys some of my sound patches. So the download link for the project is going to be in the video description. Check it out. And if you guys enjoyed this, be sure to smash the like button, show me some love, drop a comment, let me know what you guys want to see in the future video. And as always, stay subscribed, and I'll see you guys very soon. Take care.